Good morning, friends. We are back on Feni for the Soul for yet another interesting interview. This time, today morning, it's a Sunday morning, and we have none other than Nandu Natekar with us. Nandu Natekar right there on the screen, and he is arguably one of the finest badminton players India has produced. And so good that in the 1950s and 60s, Nandu Natekar won 17 national titles, some kind of a record for sure, because that was 6 singles, 6 doubles, and 5 mixed doubles titles that one player could win at the nationals. That was his domination of Indian badminton. He was also the first Indian badminton player to win an international title when he won the Selangor Cup in Malaysia in 1956, beating the strong Malaysians, the strong Indonesian players. No Indian had achieved something like that before. No Indian badminton player. Sure
Even I
enough,
had even I had forgotten all about this.
it's so. This is a good reminder for you, Nandu Kaka. I'm going to be
It
calling him.
certainly is.
I'm going to be calling him Nandu Kaka and not Mr. Natekar because I feel closer to him this way. Yes, Kaka. What were you saying?
No, I'm saying that, well, I find it closer talking. So you just go ahead.
Yes, I am. So I'll just complete the introduction. Nandu Kaka was then given the Arjuna Award in 1961, and he was in the 60s a world number 4 player. That was his best ranking in the world. He was world number 4, which is a huge honor for him. And he reached the quarterfinals of the All England Championship, where he had a tough game against this Danish player called Hansen. Anyway, I'm now going to, come straight to the questions. Nandu Kaka, good morning again to you.
Good morning.
So nice to see you in a nice t-shirt and a, what do you call it, a nice sweater. Is it cool and cold in Pune?
Yeah, it's quite pleasant.
Okay.
Quite cool, you can say.
Oh, nice. So, Kaka, the very first question to you. Not too many people know that you were as proficient in tennis, lawn tennis, as much as you were in badminton. And you had reached the finals of the National Junior Tennis Championship in 1951-52. And you faced none other than Ramanathan Krishnan, one of the finest tennis players the country has produced. And you lost to him in the finals. And that kind of disappointed you and you decided to move fully into badminton. Was it a difficult decision, Kaka?
Well, it was, in fact, I had not taken it myself. I started playing both and I appeared to be good in both. So some of my friends started saying, why are you playing both? Just play one and all that. Then there was an difference of opinion, and they said that, well, you are better off, you seem to be better off in tennis because you are playing tennis better. And somebody said, no, in badminton you are better. So ultimately I took up to badminton because I thought badminton was had more chances for me.
Nice. There's a photo of a young Nandu Kaka. Do you remember this photograph of yours?
My gosh, yes. Now that it is in front of me, I do.
This clearly is, I think, early 1950s.
Yeah, could be. Very nice photograph, but
yeah, thank you. All thanks to the internet, and I'm going to go on to the next question, and that is, you became the first Indian badminton player to win an international championship, the Selangor Cup. What do you remember of that championship when you beat the Malaysians and the Indonesians?
Well, I think it is so difficult to remember in detail, some of these things because they come and pass away, and quickly things happen. And before you know that the match is over and the title is in your pocket, something like that. So it's not very easy to recollect, fully what has happened or what has gone right, wrong, or whatever. But it is surprising. There is no question. It is pleasing. Another, and look at this photograph. It's such a
Yes,
beautiful.
this is the time. This is the mid 1950s when you actually won that Selangor Cup. This is a photograph from the Hindu newspaper.
Oh,
It's a wonderful photo of a young Natekar. That's right.
yes, yes, yes. I can see that. I mean, I couldn't. I can't believe that I look so well.
Yeah, but then you were not only extremely fit, but very handsome, I must say, which you still are, which you still
Thank
are.
you.
Okay, I would like to come to 1961 Nationals in Amritsar when you won all the three titles. I don't think any player had done that before. You won the singles, you won the doubles, and you won the mixed doubles. In the doubles, you had your long-time partner Chandrakant Devras, and in mixed doubles, you had Manda Kelkar. Would you like to talk about Chandrakant Devras and Manda Kelkar? I mean, because the kind of partners they were.
Chandrakant Devras definitely was a very, very good player, a very, very good doubles player, and he was excellent at the net. So there was little that I had to do. That was number one. Number two was that Manda Kelkar, I had a bit of a problem because the first thing was she used to be very nervous. So the first thing I told her in jokingly, I said, Manda, if we win, then you are going to fully give your hand in my hand, shaking hands. I mean, I just don't want two or three fingers and that kind of shake hand. I hate to shake hand like that. So she obliged. She obliged. Because we won.
That's so interesting. I know. That's so nice. What a lovely memory. I will now come to a topic that you might really want to discuss. Let me show a photograph first. This is a very memorable photograph, Nandu Kaka. This is, Prakash had just come back to Bombay after winning the All England Championship in 1980, Prakash Padukone. And you interviewed him for Doordarshan television, and you are on the left and interviewing him. And what makes Prakash Padukone special as a badminton player and as a human being? Would you like to tell us?
I think he is a complete player in all respects. Firstly, that he was a very good badminton player, there was no question. He had a very good backhand and forehand, and his entire approach to the game of badminton was very, very good, very, very full. I mean, there was nothing that was lacking as such, and that made him special, I thought. And he had a good footwork, which very few people have, which Prakash had. And so that made him a complete player, I thought.
Correct. And I think, Prakash also wisely went and stayed in Denmark and played a lot of badminton in Europe.
Yeah, that made a lot of difference also. Yes, he got a lot to play with. What was his name? The Danish fellow.
Yeah, Morten
Frost. Morten Frost. That's right. So that helped him a great deal, no question.
Absolutely. Lovely. Any anecdote you remember with Prakash? Because the other day when we spoke, you said, it's such a sweet family and he's such a sweet person. Any anecdote or any memory with Prakash besides just talking about his badminton?
There's not really, but he was. I mean, his father knew me very well, and his father knew my father also very well. So they were very good friends.
Yeah.
And it was quite surprising to see that Prakash, his father, was a good badminton player, and he very fondly remembered me and my badminton, and that's how it clicked. It clicked very well.
True, because I am I remember interviewing Prakash's parents in Bengaluru, in their house in Malleshwaram, and that entire family, thanks to Prakash's father, is a badminton family where Prakash's brothers all played at the national level, you know. And
Yes,
his
yes,
father
they
himself
did.
was a very fine badminton player. That's right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm going to move on to the present generation. You know, I'll just show some photographs. You know, this is of course PV Sindhu. Yeah. And I'm going to show you. Kidambi Shrikant.
Well, they all look so good and so fit and much better than they actually look. Uh, uh, it is really wonderful to see all these youngsters, you know, and they're all very handsome, very confident about themselves. You look at Sindhu, look at what is the other girls?
Saina Nehwal. I'll show you. There's a lovely
Saina.
photo here. Yeah.
Yeah, Saina Nehwal. See, there you are. They're all good looking and played also very well. This Sindhu, of course, improved a lot, a great deal after a while. I mean, she didn't begin so very well, but then after a while, she really picked up very well.
So, Nandu Kaka, my question to you is, you know, after a long time, we have in the last 5 and 7 years, 2, 3, 4 players and even more, right in the top, at least 3 players who are in the top 5 all the time, the photos that I showed you. And then there are some doubles players who are in the top 10. So what has made that difference? You know, how is badminton so much better now?
Isn't that an happy incident that this has happened?
Yes.
In fact,
yes.
In fact, it surprised me also for a while.
Yeah.
When I found these 2, 3 players, you know, going slowly up to the top. And Sindhu particularly, I thought, I mean,
Saina, you mean Saina Nehwal?
Saina.
Saina, yeah.
Saina was a big fighter. I always felt that she had one bit more than the other players. And she really fought well. She gave everything that was there in the game. And she was the best of all the players, I thought. And she proved that. Of course, she won a couple of big tournaments, but I personally felt that
Saina was a little different. Yeah.
Saina was a better player, I thought.
Very nice, very nice. Kaka, I'm going to come finally to your favorite topic, you know, and not many people again know that Hindustani classical music is extremely close to your heart, you know, possibly as much as badminton or even more. And Bhimsen Joshi, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi was your favorite singer and a very good friend. So I'm going to show a photo first. You know, this is a lovely photograph of you with Panditji, you know, talking about music. So tell us, what was the magic that Bhimsen Joshi had, you know? What made Bhimsen Joshi special?
Yeah, basically he was very fond of sports himself. I mean, he played some games here and there, but more than that, he was very keen on badminton. And he came and saw a lot of my matches. And every time he saw me in the crowd, he would wave out and say, "Kai Nandu, Sakai Barakai, Thikai Kai," and you know all that. So he was a great friend, and I always maintained a lot of close relations with him, and we kept on coming together all the time.
What about his music? You know, because you in fact even studied classical music. If I remember, you trained in vocal music. But what did you like about Bhimsenji's singing?
Rahul, I mean, to talk about Bhimsenji's singing and Bhimsenji's music would be doing a bit too much of over the smartness. I think that was just too good. He was so pleasant. He was so sharp, and it's a pleasure to listen to him always.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think we have had it's a short conversation, short interview, but I think we have had a very good time, Nandu Kaka. Thank you very much for answering these questions and spending this time on a Sunday morning with my channel Feni for the Soul. And I'm going to continue talking to you after this interview. And God bless you with good health and cheer. Thank you, Kaka.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.